Shalom, Israel. I want to start off, give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahawah, BASHAM, YAHAWAHSHI, BASHAM, Rakah Kwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders who teach and rule well at Great Millstone. And peace and salutations and peace and mercy to the 144,000, the hopeful elect, the prophets, and to the men and women of the 12 lost tribes of Israel, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians. Shalom. Back with another lesson. I'll probably title this one the somewhere along the lines, pretty much the tribes, the elect is being gathered by this word, by Yahawah, by Shem YAHAWAHSHI. You know, this through prophecy. You know, the elect of the 12 tribes of Israel, the 12 lost tribes of Israel, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians. The elect out of this nation of Israel, the elect is being gathered by the word of Yahawah, BASHAM, YAHAWAHSHI. You know, you have Israelites waking up all over the planet. If you go 10 years ago, 15 years ago, I know I wasn't, I was nowhere near in the truth like that. I was nowhere near in the truth like that, 10, 15 years ago. I had a little knowledge of the Lord. I didn't know his name, the Father's name, as far as celebrating, the holy days like that. I was into the world, but I always believed in the Lord, always. But that's just through the Spirit. Now, to fast forward now, in this end time, because the end time, the prophecies that Yahawah by Shem YAHAWAHSHI said that was going to happen in the end times, and how he was going to, the valley of dry bones, how he was going to gather, the elect. Lord willing, I'm part of the elect. Call Allah Yahawah by Shem YAHAWAHSHI. Adawan Ratazah. But this is all prophecy. You have Israelites waking up. It's like a multitude now of a remnant that has just woken up. That have their spiritual eyes on and their ears. And Jake continues to go and like it tells you, quote me if I'm wrong, in Proverbs, a fool's mouth is his destruction, and whoever so believeth in his own heart is a fool. If you believe in your own heart, you're a fool, according to your ways, on how you feel. But what does the book say? And that's a major problem Jake has. They want to go off how they feel, and then talk about ancient times. Well, that was then and this is now. The Lord said, I'm the Lord, I change not. The Lord don't change. And then Jake is talking about, how can you prove that you're an Israelite, and, taking a DNA test, that's one, all that DNA test, that's a lie. You can't figure out Esau, You so-called white people, you don't have the technology to trace all the way back to that time. You know, our the our the spiritual the DNA is in the scriptures, and we'll get to the scriptures right now. And you are what your father is. So if your father, you could have a Chinese mom, but have a dad that's black. If your dad is black and his dad was black, you're pretty much Salakia is so-called Negro. We're not using the term black. Salakia, a so-called Negro. If that man's if they have a child, a so-called Negro, and a so-called Chinese woman, a Negro man and a Chinese woman have a baby, and that baby is going to be a Negro. And if his father is a Negro too, then you are what your father is. Now, if a so-called Negro woman and let's say a so-called Caucasian Edomite white person, white man, have a baby, and then that Edomite so-called white man, his father is white too, so-called white. Then that baby is coming out is an Edomite. It's white, so-called white, Caucasian. You are what your father is. All this, DNA test and all. Jake got some old. Jake is bugged out. That DNA test it's one big lie. You can even look it up on that scientifical, some of them scientists coming out saying like you can't, there's no way you can trace all, they don't have that. And YAHAWAHSHI set things up like that, but it's all according to the spirit, and he put it through this book, man. This thing is spiritual. It's not physical. So we're going to go to Numbers 1 and 18. Or we'll go to Numbers 1 and 17. And this is Moses and Aaron, as far as speaking the laws to Israel. We'll go Moses, Salakia, Numbers 1 and 17. And it reads, and Moses and Aaron took these men which are expressed by their names. 18. And they assembled all the congregation together on the first day of the second month, and they declared their pedigrees after their families by the house of their fathers. You see that? You are what your father is. And that seed line, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians, goes back to that Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. That's the forefathers that came out of their loins, out of their sack, out of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. On down. You see that seed line. According to the numbers of the names from 20 years old and upward by their polls. You see that? See, you are what your father is, man. And through the spirit, that remnant of the elect is being gathered. And then you have some Israelites that's so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians. They're Israel, but they weren't elected. So they'll be brought back in the kingdom on the other side, not on this side, because they're too far gone out of their mind. They don't want to come back to the law, statutes, and commandments. You know, going into this kingdom, going into the kingdom, YAHAWAHSHI, all this stuff that we've learned on this side will not be tolerated inside the kingdom. YAHAWAHSHI is not dealing with that. He's not dealing with that pride, that arrogancy, you know, thinking that you're bigger and better, and, you know, the disrespect. It's not finna be that. It's gonna be complete order in the kingdom. And if you can't get in order and be humble as a baby, you're not gonna make it in the kingdom. You're gonna die right over here on this side. And there's too many Jakes, you know, and especially you know, as far as the world, the other nations, you know, especially Esau. You're too proud. You're too proud. You think that you know everything. And you got some Jakes, you know, that think that they know everything. You know, you're too proud, too arrogant. So let's go over to let's go to Matthew chapter 1. You know, I'm not gonna make this too long. Matthew chapter 1. And it reads, the book of the generation of YAHAWAHSHI, the son of David, the son of Abraham. 2, Abraham begat Isaac, and Isaac begat Jacob, and Jacob begat Judas and his brethren. You see that you are what your father is. And this is the seed line. And through the power of the Spirit of YAHAWAHSHI, this is how it is. This is the DNA right here. Not trying to go through Esau's technology and stuff. We're not into that, man. That's not how YAHAWAHSHI set it up. That's not our blessing, that technology and stuff like you know, the tribes. Our blessing is spiritual, man. We're not carnally minded. We're none of that, man. It's spiritual. And then let me go to, I got a couple more and I'm going to wrap it up. Let me go over to, like I said, it's spiritual. It's spiritual. Romans 8:16. And it reads, the Spirit itself beareth witness with our spirit that we are the children of Yahawah BASHAM YAHAWAHSHI, the Spirit. And this is this word. This word bears spirit, a witness with our spirit. Let's go over to you know, and Esau can't understand this, and neither can you 2/3 Jakes. You can't understand this. 2 Corinthians 5:7. And it reads, for we walk by faith, not by sight. 8, we are confident, I say, and willing rather to be absent from the body and to be present with YAHAWAHSHI, the Spirit. Call Allah YAHAWAHSHI. You know, and it also goes back, you know, to the curses, man. To the curses. We were brought over here on slave ships. Who was brought over here on slave ships? And see, he said it was going. These curses were going to be for a sign and for a wonder. You can't get around this, man. Ain't no need for no technology or trying to check your DNA. It's there. The spirit is there. The curses, the prophecies clearly show. Ain't getting around. You can't get around that. Let's go to Leviticus 26 and 17. I'll close it out with this. You know, and you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians, you know, YAHAWAHSHI he's put a curse upon our nation. So all that, you know, the slavery and all those are curses because our forefathers, they didn't listen. Our kings, you know, down the line didn't listen. The Hezekiahs and, you know, on down. So the Lord has put, YAHAWAHSHI has put a curse on us all the way until he comes back. And it's not hard to see if you look across, and I'll just say here in Babylon, America, you know, who is impoverished? Because the Lord judges off a nation. He don't just judge off, you know, a few, you know, you still have a few Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians that are, you know, that are rich. They got money, you know. They got money. The LeBrons, I'm just naming a few that we think that they got all the money, you know. The little entertainers, the, you know, what's his Alex Rodriguez, you know, and there's other, you know, Israelites got a little bit more money than that. But I'm just naming a few that got money. Michael Jackson, you know, Prince, Bill Cosby, they got just. But as a nation, we're scattered into poverty, impoverished, without a question. You look around all the ghettos and vadios and across the nation of Babylon, America, we are impoverished, whooped, terrible jobs, terrible education, broken families. Without a question, those are the curses. That's that's part of our sign and wonder that we are the children of Israel. We are the tribes. We are the people of this holy Bible. And Esau don't want to hear that. You can't get around that. Leviticus 26 and 14. We'll start at this. We'll close out with this. 26 and 14 Leviticus. But if ye will not hearken unto me and will not do all these commandments. See, he gave these laws, statutes, and commandments to our forefathers. You know, to the Moseses and to the, you know, King David and Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. These laws, statutes, and commandments and his seed line on down, still to this day, is our law, statutes, and commandments. But if ye will not hearken unto me and will not do all these commandments, 15, and if ye shall despise my statutes, or if your soul abhor my judgments, so that ye will not do all my commandments, but that ye break my covenant. See, our forefathers, you know, they made a promise to YAHAWAHSHI. We broke that promise. So the Lord he's got to spank us, and that's what's been going down. Getting you know, Jake been getting gunned down by the police, injustice. You know, getting imprisoned. You know, you look around the country, America, the prison system. Who is in the prison system? Who? I'll wait. Jake, you Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians, you're in there. Heavy. It's mainly you. Without a question. False imprisoned. You know, cops put drugs on you, all type of wickedness, man. Those are the curses. Your family is broken. Ain't never seen your mom or your dad. I mean, just a list goes on. These are the curses that the Lord said he was going to put on Israel for being disobedient and not coming back to his law, statutes, and commandments. Still to this day. 16. I also will do this unto you. I will even appoint over you terror. And the terror is getting gunned down in those streets. You know, your wife getting raped, or watching them get burned in front of you. I mean, it's been some oh man, the terror that YAHAWAHSHI has sent on Israel from then all the way until now, it's just been pure hell. You know, even going back to the slaves, you know, they were getting beaten and hung and burned. You know, watching their daughters get raped in front of them, or you know, their father get raped in front of them. I mean, they were getting their hands chopped off. I mean, the curses are real. He's brought terror, and there's still more terror. There's terror coming in this Jacob's trouble that we've never witnessed before on Israel. That's why it's called Jacob's trouble. This is the last one. It's going to be the biggest spanking that you will never forget this. You 2/3 Jakes, you will never forget this. He gonna bring this terror that you can't even think of. Your hardest thought you cannot think of. I also will do this unto you. I will even appoint over you terror, consumption, and the burning alg that shall consume the eyes and cause sorrow of heart, just weeping and gnashing of teeth. Oh my. And ye shall sow your seed in vain, for your enemies shall eat it. 17. And I will set my face against you, and ye shall be slain before your enemies. And how many times have we witnessed this? Where, Israel, Jake gets slain before the enemies. How long ago, Jake has marched from here all the way to China and around the world 1 billion times, back to Martin Luther King and Malcolm X and on and on and on. It ain't nothing changed. You know why? Because through the power and the spirit of YAHAWAHSHI, he ain't took his foot off the gas, because we refuse to come back to his laws, statutes, and commandments. There's a remnant that's doing that. But you other Jakes, you just gonna keep, it's like you're just walking, protesting in the dark, pitch black, just keep protesting. You can't see the light. And your enemies are laughing at you. You want to keep protesting to the enemies, to Esau and them. But they don't care. They don't care. They continue to keep gunning Jake down, putting you in prison, separating your family, continue to keep doing that. And that's through the power and the spirit of YAHAWAHSHI. That's him setting his face against you. And I will set my face against you, and ye shall be slain before your enemies. They that hate you shall reign over you. And that's what's happening. We're in our land of our captivity, and we're being reigned over by those that hate us. I don't care what you say. Those that hate us, who dictates government policies, who runs all the job corporations and businesses. It's Esau, Edom, so-called white Caucasians. That's who is in rulership, and they hate us. And ye shall flee when none pursueth you. And ain't nobody gonna help you. Every time you try to raise, the Malcolm X, the Martin Luther King, any one of these black leaders, so-called Negro leaders, that's trying to come up and trying to raise Jake up out of this situation, and it's not through the power and the spirit of Yahawah by Shem Yahawashi, it's going to fail over and over and over again. There's nobody going to save you except Yahawah by Shem Yahawashi. But you Jakes, you 2/3 Jakes, you're not going, you don't get it. You don't get it. Without Yahawah by Shem Yahawashi, the God of the Holy Bible, without him, by following his law, statutes, and commandments and doing what he says and coming back to him and serving him in truth and sincerity, without him, this is gonna be an ongoing process all the way until he comes back. And like I said, that Jacob's trouble is coming. You know what I mean? And so, a lot of you Jakes continue to believe in your own heart. You continue to go off your own judgment, your own opinion, and that don't mean nothing according to the Lord. It's either this, what he says, or continue to get walked on by Esau. And like, Jake, 2/3 of Jake, y'all ain't gonna get it. So Esau continues to the Lord gonna continue to let this happen until the elect is sealed, that 144,000. And then from there, the rest of the 2/3 of Jake is gonna die over here in that Jacob's trouble. So, and that's just that, So I seen that, I think last night, or Jake is just out of control, man. Jake continues to go on their own vain opinion, and they don't get it. They don't get it. You have to come back to Yahawah by Shem Yahawashi, the God of the Holy Bible, the power, the God of you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians. Without Yahawah by Shem Yahawashi, there's just no chance to overcome this world. You can't. There's just no way. You're going to continue to be on the bottom. And like he said, you're being reigned over by your enemies that hate you. Call halal Yahawah by Shem Yahawashi. So, just through the spirit, had to go in on that. I don't want Ratazah come back with another lesson. Lord willing, you are edified. Want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahawah, Bahashem, Yahawashi, Bahashem, Rakah Quadash. Shalom, Israel.